Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy, bloop, bloop, that's me, reunion episode, Debsy, boop, that's me. Hey guys, happy Thursday, so happy Friday Eve, or Friday Junior, so excited. Listen, last night was Real Housewives of Beverly Hills finale part 1. I don't know how many there's going to be, if there's going to be 2 or 3. Last night was the first part. And listen, I was really contemplating whether I was going to make this video tonight or not, but I thought that I would. Last night's finale had me heated, very much so. So listen, I'm going to tell you ahead of time right now, if you do not like the cursey words, I won't be offended. I will not be offended if you do not watch. There will probably be some cussing, so you might want to earmuff it at certain times. But I was mad. I was pretty mad. Let's just get the lighthearted stuff out of the way. There wasn't too much, but Jamie Lee Curtis showed up because of Dorit's chic wind chimes. So she showed up, brought out her wind chimes, and I guess basically said that her charity called My Hand in Yours, I think that's what it's called, has done great business and has raised a lot of money because of her appearance on the Housewives. Listen, I love Jamie Lee Curtis, and you know, she's the original final girl, but I know why she was on. She was on because her and Kyle are in Halloween Ends, which comes out tomorrow. So it was a promotion. I'm all for Jamie Lee Curtis, but I'm not a big fan of when actors and actresses show up on other TV shows that are not like talk shows to promote this. I mean, they did the same thing on The Bachelorette, where they brought out Billy Eichner and the other actor to promote Bros. I didn't like it then, and I'm not a big fan of it now. So got that out of the way. There's 2 things. There were 2 main people that had talking points tonight. It was Crystal and it was Garcelle. So Crystal, listen, from everything that happened with Crystal, I feel like they were coming for her diamond. So basically they were talking about Crystal's eating disorder, and they were also talking about what she had said earlier in the season about Sutton, when she had said that Sutton, what Sutton had said was very dark, and she had said then last night that what she said wasn't dark, the tone was dark. So they were pounding on her about, well, what did she say? What did she say? And she just said, I should have said that the tone was dark. They kept going on and on about it. And the 2 people that were really going on about it was Rinna and Kyle. Kyle was going hard for Crystal last night, and I just cannot understand why. I don't know if she's trying to get her off the show and get her bestie Teddy Mellencamp back on. Let me tell you, Teddy Mellencamp did not like her on the show at all, and she's actually the reason why I am not a big fan of listening to John Cougar Mellencamp anymore, because it makes me think of his boring ass daughter. So there we go. But Crystal and Sutton had both said, listen, we talked, we're okay, we're fine, we're over it. But Rinna and Erica didn't feel like they wanted to be over it. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So there was that, but then they were also talking about Crystal was talking about how her ED was talked about on the show. And she had said, they brought up the fact that Erica had told her, well, just use laxatives. Then Erica backpedals and says, listen, I wasn't saying she should. I was saying that's how I would handle it. Still don't put that advice out there, because what if somebody who is watching your show, who I don't know why they would be a stan of you, but if they're a stan of you and they see this and they have an ED, and then they hear you saying just use a laxative, not great, not good at all. I don't care if you weren't saying it to her, if you're saying about yourself, it's out there in the universe, not great. And then Andy had said, well, you also made the comment about you can't have a chicken tender. And she said, and then once again, she made excuses about, well, I said it much later in the night. And yeah, I said it. Not, yeah, I said it, and I'm sorry. Just, yeah, I said it. Once again, trying to gaslight her into thinking like, listen, there's nothing wrong with what I said. And then she also had said to Dorit about how she had told Dorit alone that, you know, what has been happening with her and her ED. And then she then went on to tell the entire group, and Crystal just didn't want that shared. And the response from Dorit was the response from Dorit was odd, but it wasn't unusual, because as soon as Crystal said, I don't like that you did that, and she was visibly upset, and she was she was crying, and Dorit just sat there with her mouth wide open, kind of looking pissed. In my mind, I thought that she looked a mixture of confused and pissed as to why Crystal was making such a big deal about it. Crystal said it came off gossipy. Like, it didn't come off as from a place of like, you're my friend and I want to help you. It just came off as gossipy. And Crystal is telling her this. Dorit's mouth is wide open. She said, are you serious? Well, obviously she's serious. She takes this very seriously. This hurt her. And then at the end she says, you have to know that I'm truly, truly, truly sorry. I don't believe that. I don't believe that you are truly sorry, because you didn't show it. That's not a genuine apology. No, I would be like, not accepted. No, thank you. But yeah, I don't know why. I have no idea why Kyle had to go so hard for Crystal over everything, over like the fact that she said it's the tone versus the words and the 14 friends and everything. She was at her. The only thing that I can think of is that she's really coming for her diamond, and she's trying to get back for Teddy boring ass Mellencamp is that's what I'm thinking. So next thing they talked about, and what really, really got me upset was Diana and Garcelle. Andy brought up the fact that Jax, Garcelle's 14-year-old son, was bullied online, was bullied excessively online with vile, disgusting, racist taunts and threats. And they showed one of the things that was sent out, and it included Diana's name. It said something like, you would have a knee on your neck if you didn't have a white father, and leave Diana alone or we'll come after you, or something like that. So Jax is getting pummeled and bullied over this. He finally has enough, and he puts it out into the press saying, this is enough. I've had enough, or something like that. And what does Diana have an issue with? Diana then comes back and says, well, you could have penciled it out. She wanted, in the middle of Garcelle worrying about her 14-year-old son's life, she was what Diana, and it looks like what Kyle seems like she thought would have been the best thing to do, would be to take Diana's name out. Once again, Garcelle has a 14-year-old African American son who just received this, who just sees this, and they think that Garcelle should have been worried about not saving her son and her son's safety, but watching out for them. Why didn't you take out Diana's name? That's not, that is not Garcelle's main priority. Her main priority is her children, and she knows that. Diana goes on to say, I needed for you to take that out because we're getting death threats. And listen, I'm gonna put this out here right now. Death threats against anybody is not right. Listen, I know, I say on the weekly, I am not a fan of Lisa Rinna's. I am not a fan of Erica Girardi's. I am not a fan of Diana Jenkins. That being said, it is never, ever, ever right to put a death threat out there. It is not. This is a show. Sure, these are real people. They're not playing characters. They're playing themselves. They are themselves. It is never, ever, 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 ever right to do that. Ever. So when I continue on, please don't come at me and say that I'm saying it's great for that to happen. It's not. But Diana then starts yelling about how in her country, about how her brother died. Listen, she came from Bosnia. When she fled Bosnia, there was a regime, there was like a war going on. So the circumstances in which her family had passed away, had passed away, that was the circumstances of what was going on in the country. So when she says that, I mean, what is Garcelle gonna say? But on the same side of it, her son had just gotten this message. This is the same manner and the same way that George Floyd had lost his life. You cannot, I mean, Diana lives in America. I mean, unless you just don't pay any attention whatsoever and have your head in the sand, she has to know that there have been just an excessive amount of deaths and violent deaths of Black men and Black boys. So for her to actually come out and be like, listen, you needed to take my name out to protect us. I still do not understand it. And the other thing that just sickened me was the fact that nobody came to Garcelle's defense. Like, nobody. She didn't need anybody to come to her defense because she came that night for one thing. She came to set the record straight, and she ate. She slayed that whole night with her message. But the fact that she had to, they thought that she had to, instead of protect her son, that she had to protect them. It just got me so mad. But, so yeah, so there, and when they asked, when Andy asked, do you think that Diana had something to do with this? And she said, to be honest, yeah, I do. And she's launching an investigation, And then at the end, Garcelle said, "Listen, I don't hate you." To Diana, she said, "I don't hate you. I just wish that you would leave me alone." And I guess apparently Diana is, says something about Garcelle all the time on socials. I mean, why not just drop it? I mean, and also Garcelle had said that Diana had sent, a threatening text message to her. So, I mean, why not just drop it? Just listen, moving forward, there's absolutely no reason to bring Diana Jenkins back. There's none whatsoever. And this shows it. This proves it. So that right there, that is my thoughts on the first part. So next week it looks like Kathy Hilton's going to be coming. It looks like she's going to be bringing in the pain next week, hopefully, for Lisa Rinna. Rinna shows up in the beginning with her manila folders, puts them behind her pillows, like those are her receipts, I guess. So there's that. And with that being said, and also the one person I said last week I was going to say, who's the one person that I thought looked good, who I thought looked like trash last year? Surprisingly, I thought Kyle didn't look bad. I kind of thought she looked good. So there's that. And at the end, I will give you my full fashion report on who I thought was looking good, who I thought was looking kind of terrible. Although I now see why they had them dressed like that, because the setting is like the Beverly Hills Hotel. So they kind of fit in with their attire. So, all right, everybody, if I haven't told you yet today, which I didn't, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put kindness, love, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there. And everybody have a great night. It's almost Friday, everybody. Woo! Okay, so everybody have a great night. And I love you guys. Bye.